Hey guys, this is Alex from Games and Me. Just wanted to post this quick community question of the week. Finally, I actually got some time to sit down in front of a computer and record this. Now, I've had several attempts trying to record this over the past few days, but I've gotten sick. Just been busy at work and also trying to figure out like what to do with the website because we really want to make it community centric. We're getting some headway though, I think, because we just added some forums and of course the podcasts are there, and of course we now have basically caught up with all the YouTube videos from YouTube, and it's already on there, so that's good. So the community question of the week this week has something to do with Persona 4, and I have been playing the hell out of that game. I've been playing that game like every time I go home from work, like spending 2, 3, 4 hours like grinding the characters all the way up to like wherever they're supposed to be just to beat the next boss so I can get to the next level. And it dawned on me that I mentioned at some point last year to a couple of the people here at Games and Me that I have no intention of playing some like Japanese RPG, any Japanese RPG or any RPGs in general. So I was surprised that the two games that I'm alternating between like right now are Fallout 3, which is obviously an American RPG, and Persona 4, which is obviously a Japanese RPG. So my question is, what do you prefer between American RPGs or Japanese RPGs? So in case you don't know what the difference is, so let me give you some examples. For American style RPGs, we have Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars, released on Xbox and PC, of course. Baldur's Gate. I'm talking specifically for Baldur's Gate, the ones released on the PC. The PS2 kind of counts, I guess, in the 360 versions, but the real versions of Baldur's Gate were on the PC. Same thing with Icewind Dale. Great series. Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale series in general. The upcoming Dragon Age game. Ultima series. My favorite is Quest of the Avatar. Great game. Diablo, which obviously Diablo 3 has been announced. So, and technically, I guess World of Warcraft would count. So, the Japanese style RPGs, it's pretty obvious, all the Final Fantasies. Persona 4, which I'm currently playing, obviously. My favorites are Final Fantasy 6, 10, and 12. The Lunar series, the Grandia series, Star Ocean, Xenogears, Xenosaga, I could go on. Main difference between the two. So American style RPGs, they tend to be stat-based, and they really kind of focus a lot on being able to build up your character, and that's like the most amazing part about American style RPGs is you can really play it the way you want it to. There's this perception of choice that exists in American style RPGs where you can be good or bad or whatever. Japanese RPGs just seem to not care about giving you that much choices. They're very focused on giving you that fantasy type setting where it's kind of very focused storyline. You're going to go through it, and then you have some challenges along the way, kind of like saving the world or something like that. Not to say that American style RPGs don't have that, but it's just that there's the overlap of the two was only seen when BioWare made Knights of the Old Republic, and I thought that was a pretty good compromise for both. To be honest, my preference is suddenly leaning towards the American style RPGs because even though I played Persona 4 to death, I'm just kind of sick of the turn-based type gameplay that you kind of see in a lot of like these Japanese RPGs. And the real-time aspect of Fallout 3 was like really, really cool and stuff. There's a different way they handled the actual shooting element differently than they did the VATS in terms of stats as well. So VATS is a lot more stat-based kind of gameplay, like accuracy and whatnot, as opposed to the just run and gun gameplay that you could do also. So that was a lot less like, the stats were different arms and stuff, and the accuracy is just kind of thrown out the window. Although I have to say that Persona 4 has a couple of different elements that they're making even regular moves a lot more meaningful in that game. But But yeah, overall, I'm leaning towards American style RPGs. So in any case, so what do you prefer? There's a whole bunch of RPGs actually coming out this year. I didn't know that there was going to be such a huge amount of them. So if you could also go to our forums and post your responses, that would be awesome. We have like a pretty active community and stuff like that, and of course we here at Games and Me actually post a lot of stuff, a lot of questions too. You'll really, unlike most of the other sites, this one you'll really help shape like what the site is going to be, and definitely like it, we're even planning to put like a list of requests and stuff, and update people's status on that and stuff. So until next week, we're actually planning to put a lot more YouTube videos within the next few days. So starting Monday, Tuesday, and stuff. And I'm actually going to change my schedule here for the community question of the week. I am actually changing this to Monday now. So I'm going to be posting them on Monday. This is mainly so that we can actually talk about your responses in Twee Game, which is our weekly podcast that comes out in the middle of the week. So anyways, it's been 6 minutes, and I know that YouTube only can support 10 minutes. So we'll see you in 2 weeks, next Monday. See ya.